is, what it ain't. It's your girl Ombre Alert, and I am back with another video. A little psycho, you feel me? Like a D-list movie. This is somebody that we should have heard about in school. What is going on with the school system? You guys are gonna be shocked when I say what I'm about to say, okay? What it is, what it ain't. It's your girl Ombre Alert, and I am back with a new look, clearly, and a new video. First of all, I just want to say that I'm so excited to record today. Like, I'm so excited. I finally have a day off, so I'm able to really get a lot of content done. If you are missing me and missing out on the action, make sure that you follow me on TikTok as well, because I do frequently upload on there when I have, you know, time to upload. Like, I'll definitely be uploading on there. If you've seen me on TikTok, then you already seen this hair before. But yeah, I just thought I would do something new, something different, and give my natural hair a little bit of a break from manipulation and product buildup, okay? So we're here with a cute little look, okay? But more importantly, I want to say thank you to you guys for supporting my channel, for following my journey, for being real with me, for engaging with me, and getting me to 600 subscribers. Oh my God, it's been such a long time. I've really been wanting to like get up there on YouTube, and it's happening right here, right now. So I have you guys to thank for that. Thank you so much. I thought I would come back with a bang and upload a really good video for you guys. So today we're going to talk about Shana Donahue, and she is very important and she needs to be talked about. And I just heard about her story, but if you want to hear more about her story, if you've heard of her before, then make sure that you stay tuned, you keep it locked right here, and you know, subscribe, share this video. Let's get this channel even more popping than it already is. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, so I really felt compelled to do this video after I seen a TikTok of a girl. I forgot what her TikTok name is, but I'll put it down here. She does like series on her channel where she talks about murders. Sorry, my voice sounds a little weird. Like, I'm a little under the weather as well. Shana Donahue is someone that's very significant in my life, I feel, because I can relate to her in a lot of different ways. She is also a fellow YouTuber, and not even just that, she is from Washington, D.C., where I'm from. She lived in Southeast at the time of her death, and we're just going to get into it. She was on YouTube for 3 years. She got famous for doing natural hair videos, so she's a naturalista, as I like to say, as a lot of the women in the Black community like to say. So she's a naturalista. Her YouTube name was Nap Queen, or people knew her as Mercury Venus Me. She had 21,000 subscribers, but right now she has 27,000 at the time of her death. She was murdered by a boyfriend, a longtime boyfriend of hers named Daniel Fleetwood. I'm just going to give you guys some background about her. So she, you know, was doing YouTube. She went to Oxon Hill High School, where Daniel attended as well. They were like high school sweethearts, and she got a full ride to a South Carolina school for basketball. So she went down there to South Carolina, and her boyfriend at the time, Daniel, actually followed her down there and lived with her and got her set up in her dorm or whatever. So a few years later, they ended up breaking up. I think they got engaged and they broke up. And then they got back together. Like 2 years after their breakup, they got back together. He has priors, so he has been arrested before. She finished college. She was on YouTube within a nonprofit organization called Fresh Farm, where she goes to different schools in DC public schools, which is Ward 6, 7, and 8. And, you know, just teaching kids about nutrition and showing them how to do gardens and stuff like that. So she was really doing great things for our community. And, you know, that was her purpose in life. That was something that she really wanted to do. That was something that she was very passionate about, more than YouTube. And she was with the program for 4 years until she got her promotion, which is amazing. Like, it has a really compelling story. Like, she's a basketball star. She is on, you know, YouTube doing natural hair content. And then she's really helping kids. She's a teacher. So she's just, and then she's absolutely gorgeous. Like, not to mention that she's just absolutely gorgeous. All I'm seeing so far is that her love life isn't that great. And that's something that I can relate to as well. And I'll get into that towards, you know, the end of the video. Getting closer to the day of her murder, she had a good rapport with her family. They were very, you know, involved in her life. So they knew of Daniel Fleetwood. And, you know, even her father said that they were in love. They loved each other. Things were happening, you know, behind the scenes. And, you know, as women, we tend to keep a lot of these things to ourselves. They were engaged to be married. And I believe at that 2-year, the point where they had broke up for 2 years, that was the end of their engagement. Got back together. She moved to Southeast. So she came back home from school and she was living in Southeast and he was living with her. Some of her colleagues from the program were really concerned because she had mentioned he was abusive to her before, and they were surprised that she would move him into her place. May the 28th, 2020, police arrived at her apartment, which was on the 2900 block of N Street, Southeast DC. And they walked into the apartment and she was left in a fetal position. They saw stab wounds around her neck and as well as strangulation marks. She had bite marks on her. She, you know, just was stabbed everywhere in her thigh and her biceps, everywhere. And there was blood all over the walls. And then quickly after the police arrived, Daniel arrived with blood-soaked clothes, and he was saying that he wanted to talk to her. And that, you know, he could explain everything. So they took him down to the police station, and he basically was saying that they got into an argument the previous night, and after the argument he left. And, you know, as he's describing what's going on and what's happening, you know, it's just getting really weird. You know, the way that he's saying things is getting really weird. He's starting to allude to him just basically being crazy. He tells the police, and I quote, it's like a thing all women have. Yeah, she was trying to get me upset. A man has to die to be truly in love. I never had this done before. I think it's a devilish type thing. It's hard to explain. I can see it. When you are in a relationship with a girl, it's like a psych thing. Okay. He says when he's describing like what happened and how she ended up dead, he basically said, it's like the demon in me wanted to kill, and once I killed her, I came alive. He also said that it was a domestic situation, like she stabbed him first and that he was defending himself. So he was claiming self-defense this entire time during the interrogation. Even at his hearing for the murder, they said they had to mute his mic because he was like yelling and screaming and just acting erratic. To get deeper into this story, I actually went on her YouTube, and I'll like insert clips of, you know, what I took. I took a picture from my phone while I was watching her talk, and she's just so pretty. And I was just like, wow, like she's from DC, you know, she died at 26 years old. Like she had so much she could have done. And I was just like watching her last video that she uploaded, and well, first of all, let's talk about her intro. It's kind of eerie watching people that have passed away and what they choose to put out, because her introduction to her video looks kind of spiritual, like almost like she's not on earth anymore, which is, you know, really telling, you know. And not to say that in like a really, like it's a bad thing. It's just like I don't know, it reminded me of like Left Eye, and where Left Eye was like mentally, where she was about to die. She was like on this spiritual journey, and she went, I forgot where she was at. I don't know if it was like Brazil or wherever she went to, and she needed an escape, and you know, she was around nature and, you know, just walking in the grass, stuff like that. That's what her intro gave me. And it was kind of eerie to see her introduction as that, because it was really slow. It was not like many intros that you see on YouTube from naturalistas. Like, most of it is upbeat. It's a nice catchy jingle to it. To me, it was kind of sad. You know, it was like, it was really like melancholy. It was really sad. It was really like, I don't know. I don't know how to really describe it, but if you watch her channel, like, right, if you go see her channel right now, I think you'll understand where I'm coming from with that. But that's what I got from her intro. It was nothing like I've seen any natural do. Which isn't, it's not a bad thing, but it was like kind of like, are you okay? Like, is everything fine? Like, it was no song. It was like, it's no like, it's like when you go on YouTube and you need to like, sometimes I look up meditation exercises. I forget, I haven't done it in a while. That's what I was just thinking about. But like meditation like type of music, it was like kind of that background, which speaks to her, and it's no problem with that. But it was just like, I didn't expect that type of intro or video. So as I was looking at the video, I wrote down a few things that I noticed. She talked about the whole basis of the video was her contemplating on whether she wanted to be on YouTube anymore. And she said she stopped making content in 2017. She talked about her background in the program Fresh Farm. Yeah, she talked about being with the program for 4 years until she got to the lead teacher position, and how she was going to different schools and building a rapport with teachers. And also like talked about how she started to get recognized for her time on YouTube, and she didn't like it, especially because it wasn't nothing that really resonated with what she was doing at the schools, and it had nothing to do with what she does at the schools. So she talked about like not liking being recognized and being intimidated and by her channel. And I also wrote like, be careful what you wish for, because I kind of said that earlier today just talking to my sister. But she was talking about like, this is what she always wanted, like this is the job opportunity she always wanted, or she thought she wanted. And you know, now that she has it, it's like she's not as happy as she thought she would be doing it, and it's because of her YouTube channel, whatever. And then she mentioned her breakup with her engagement. She mentioned that with her ex-fiance. She mentioned that very briefly, but I feel like a lot of her like lack of confidence came from that. I mean, because if you're gonna get like married to somebody, that means that person is a deep and, you know, major focal point in your life. And you have to, if you have a husband, it's like he becomes a huge part of your life. And when you're in like a toxic relationship, it's hard to think about doing anything for yourself, especially something like YouTube or doing things that are passionate about, what you're passionate about. And when you're with a toxic person, that person doesn't care about what you do. They're not, they don't want you to do it because it brings more attention to you. So I feel like I can see why like she made this video and why she said she didn't want to do it. I don't think she realized that it was because of him. Like, and I'm sure she didn't want to make it seem like it was because of him, but I'm pretty sure, just coming from the same point of view as her, that he was a main focal point in why she didn't want to do it, and why she didn't have the energy to do it. Because toxic people, they drain you. They drain you of your energy. They drain you of your time. They drain you of your spirit. And I can totally relate to that. Like, being from DC as well, a lot of the dudes are very toxic. They're draining. They have a lack of ambition and a lack of drive. And, you know, most of us, like, I feel like I can relate to her a lot, because we're almost the same, you know, in the fact that, you know, we've started YouTube and we found our purpose in life throughout, you know, despite starting off YouTube. It's like, that's not technically our purpose in life, but it's like, it's helping us get there. And when you have a toxic dude that, you know, is your high school sweetheart, that's like my same story. Like, I had a guy that I was with for years, like since high school, and we never were engaged or anything like that, but I kept going back and forth to him, and it never worked out. And it wasn't until like a few months ago I realized that he's been holding me back this entire time. And, you know, and that I almost stopped doing YouTube for the same reason. And it's almost like you don't realize how another person can affect you. And at the end of the day, it's you. It's you that's inconsistent with doing stuff. It's you that's, she even mentioned that she might still post a video every 8 or 9 months, but that's not good enough. Like, she said, if you are going to do something, you have to be good at it. You have to be the best. And, you know, why do something if you're just going to half-ass it? And that's what happens when you have toxic people around you that don't believe in you. You start half-assing things that you love to do. And at the time that she made this video, I realized, you know, they were broken up. But she got back with him after the breakup. She got back with him. Even if it was 2 years later, she still took him back. And I've done the same thing. You know, I've taken my ex back several times, and, you know, the signs were there. The signs were there. You know, they were all pointing to, girl, bye. Like, he doesn't love you the way that he should. Because all the time that you spent with him, because of everything you've done, because of everything you've given up, you know, it's not giving what it needs to give, basically. The person that you're with should not make you less than what you already are. They should only make you feel better. They should only influence you to be better and motivate you to be the best you can be. It shouldn't take away from you. Damn. It's crazy, because in her video, it was sirens and car skids and all types of stuff. It's the same thing with me. Oh, DC. So annoying. She also said, and I quote, y'all want me to do braid out videos for the rest of my life, and that she don't want to do that. Like, she had no interest in, you know, being an influencer as far as the natural hair content. She had no idea her channel would blow up the way that it did. And I think it's in 3 years, I think she said in like 6 months, she got to 12,000 subscribers. So that's amazing. But when you think about it, it's kind of easy to get a platform when you're doing something that, I mean, to me, natural hair isn't superficial, but hair, makeup, all that is superficial compared to what you could talk about. And I think that that's something that she started to realize, that she didn't want to be recognized for that, that she does a lot more on the side that's more impactful, and she wants to talk about that rather than her natural hair journey, her natural hair content. She had no intention or love for endorsing people's products and getting PR. She didn't want none of that. I do. Okay, I want anything that I can get that's free. Like, everything that's free ain't good, and, you know, we can talk about that in a different video. But anything that I can get for free that I value, I want it. I don't care. And I think that it's interesting too, because we've done things backwards. Like, I started off my channel doing things like that I'm passionate about, that to me is my purpose in life, like teaching others and, you know, talking about Black history, talking about things that I didn't learn in school. Like, that's, I'm passionate about history in general. So to come on this platform and to talk about things like that, it took me a long time to get to 600 subscribers, and I should be really proud of myself, because it's hard. It's hard to get people to watch you, and it's hard to get people to stay engaged when you're talking about something that has nothing to do with your hair or your lips or your makeup in general. So there was things that she'd rather talk about on her channel, being music, nutrition, gardening, and art. Those were all things that she really wanted to talk about on her channel, besides like doing natural hair content. And I get it. I get it. Because when people want one thing from you, that's all they want. Like, for, I think, a year straight after I did my Frankie Lyman content, like, that's all people wanted, was the Frankie Lyman videos. And I have other things I could talk about, but I get it. It's very interesting to, you know, it's interesting. I get it. I was just happy that people was asking me to do something for them, and that people enjoyed what I made. But I do understand, like, just wanting to broaden your horizon and do different shit and not do the same thing all the time, and how boring that could be. She did have a story time on the way about, like, a high-speed, like, car chase that she was, like, in the parking lot of or something. So she had, like, I think from watching that video, I think that she was going to stay on YouTube. I think that she was going to stay on YouTube. I think that she could have definitely switched things up with her content, and the real ones will follow. And it was like what she said. She said, like, she don't really care about the subscribers. It's easy to say that when you have a lot, though. But she said she didn't really care about people subscribing to her channel. She wanted people to be genuine. As long as there's genuine people following her, then that's all she cares about. And I'm the same way. I'm the same way. Like, I do care about subscribers a little bit, only because I just want to show growth. It's a representation of growth, but at the same time, if people subscribe and they're not engaging with you, and they're not, you know, talking to you, and you're not making a real impact. Like, I talk to people on this channel from all over the world, and I use this channel as well to just be a little bit more social, and, you know, and not get so wrapped up into, like, the everyday schedule of what you're doing, and just do what you love. This is something that I love to do, and I do apologize for not, you know, being on, you know, point this beginning of the year. And I definitely strive to do more and more. But the lesson of her death really is that we have to, as women, as Black women as well, as women from DC, like, anybody that's from DC, I need y'all to comment right now. But seriously, like, as Black women, we really do have to watch who we give our time to, because it can really be the end. And if it's not the physical end of our body, it is the end of our soul. And sometimes when we say this all the time, oh, I lost myself, I'm just now getting myself back. Sometimes it is really, really difficult to get it back. Sometimes you give people too much that you don't have anything left to give to yourself, and you don't know who you are anymore. And I know people going through that, and I've been through that as well. And one thing that I've learned from going back to a toxic ex is that it does not change anything. It doesn't help you grow. It doesn't help the other person grow and realize that they've changed, because you're enabling the person to be the same. You're not challenging the person to be better. So we really have to learn from these toxic exes and get away from them. If we need restraining orders, we got to do whatever we got to do to get away from them, because they're not going to do anything but hold us back in life. And if they really cared about us, then they would have cherished the time that they had. And that's it. And that's period. I want to say rest in peace to Shana Donahue. My condolences to the family, because I'm really just now hearing about her. I don't really know too many YouTubers, especially females, that's from DC. So I was really excited to hear that there was a YouTuber from DC. There was a woman that had natural hair. There was natural hair content. That's exciting for me because I don't see that a lot. I don't see that a lot. And it mimics my story, and it made me feel like I wasn't alone, minus my sister. Y'all know my sister, but that made me feel better. And I had to talk about her. She's from DC. I love my city. You know, it has its faults, but I love my city, and I love my people too. And I love being a Black woman, and I love giving Black women advice, and hopefully we can all learn something from each other, and we can learn something from her story, because I have, through my own experience and hearing about hers, I've learned a lot. And I'm hoping that me spreading this and talking about this more will open up conversations, because I was really nervous. Literally, y'all, I had a whole video I was going to upload about my ex-boyfriend, and I never talked about him at all on social media, because it's really, you know, my business, and I don't believe in, you know, just, I mean, it could be, I mean, it don't have to be disrespectful for it to be facts, and that's the way I should have thought about it. But it took me a long time to like say anything about him, talk about him publicly, because I keep a lot to myself. But it's not, me keeping those feelings to myself is not helping me grow. And hopefully, you know, me getting the research and listening to Shana talk about her story, and talk about YouTube, and talk about her plans, and talk about her purpose in life, hopefully that can help me be more comfortable talking about, you know, just toxic men, you know, and experiences, and not be ashamed of it, you know. So it's your girl, Ombre Alert. I want to say thank you guys for 600 subscribers. Let's get this channel to 1,000. That's the next goal. The next goal is 1,000. Thank you guys so much. I really do care and love you guys so much. Thank you for subscribing to me. Let's keep this channel going. You don't want to miss out on the next video. Rest in peace to Shana Donahue. My condolences to the family, and may she rest in peace. Bye.